Hi, husbands and fathers. I've been talking a lot about the king archetype, and there is a good reason for that. It's the foundation for all the others. When you embrace this mindset and take on this role in your family, everything else becomes easier. Let me explain why and how. King mindset is really just a metaphor for taking full responsibility for your life. It means believing that everything that happens to you starts and ends with you. Now, this doesn't mean you can control everything, and it definitely doesn't mean it's your fault when things go wrong. And just to be clear, it's not about ruling over others either. It's about owning what happens next, whether that's the next moment or the next few years. Kings think ahead. They live in the future. Compare that to the lover archetype, who is all about living in the present moment. The lover enjoys life in the here and now, embracing the inner child within us. But here is the thing. The lover can only be carefree because the king is holding the things together in the background. And that's really the core of your role as a king, to create security for yourself and your family. You might be surprised to learn that the word security actually comes from the Latin words se, which means without, and cura, which means care or concern. So it literally means without care or carefree. And here is the simple truth. The more of the king you bring into your life, your family or your world, the more secure you feel and everyone else. And when you feel more secure, the more expression there is of your talents, your authenticity, and your free spirit. So how do you create that security? By establishing law and order. Life naturally unfolds from the bottom up, just like plants in nature or children as they grow. Our impulses and emotions are not something we choose. Things happen to us all the time, often beyond our control. While we might know how they start, we don't always know their direction or purpose. That's where the king mindset comes in. It's a top-down approach starting from the executive functions of our brain and going down to our body and actions. Your fatherhood complements her motherhood exactly here. The essence of motherhood is responsiveness. Nature has designed her psyche to be that way, so she must respond to the cry of her babies. She doesn't have much choice. But that strength can also be her vulnerability. Kids are chaotic with endless demands and impulses, and she can get overwhelmed. That's when she needs you to step in with your authority to help create the order and security your family needs. To hold the ground as a king, whether for your family, your business, or your projects, you have to start with a vision of the future, what you want to build and how things should be. In your family, that vision becomes your core values and principles. And these get translated into routine, rules, habits, etc. Let's call it your family culture. Now, this culture is not something you dictate alone. It's created together with your partner. But your job is to keep coming back to it, especially when things get chaotic. When life feels out of control, you bring everyone back to that shared culture you're building together. Here is the key. Your response as a king is not judged by the outcome. It's judged by what drives you. If your actions are guided by the culture that holds your family together, then that's a kingly response. It's about serving the greater good, which is, for your family, order and security. Here are some expressions of kingly statements. This is an important value for us. Remember what we agreed on. We are following our plan. We need to stick to our budget if we don't want to get into trouble. These are the rules we decided on. In sum, the more you refer to your family culture or system, in your words and actions, the more you embody the king archetype. Good luck embracing your king mindset.